My friends, hear me today. The difference between the crowd and the champions is never talent alone, never luck alone, and never resources alone. The difference is that while 99% of people are busy living in comfort, convenience, and excuses, the 1% have decided to rise, to pay the price, to do what others refuse to do. The masses want quick results without the discipline of consistency. They want applause without sweat, freedom without sacrifice, reward without responsibility. But the truth is clear. The narrow road that leads to greatness is only walked by the few who are willing to do what 99% will not. When others are asleep, they are awake. When others are distracted, they are focused. When others are talking about dreams, they are building them. History does not remember the complainers. It remembers the doers. It does not celebrate the majority. It honors the uncommon few. The people who changed the world were not those who blended into the crowd, but those who dared to stand apart. They fasted when others feasted. They studied when others played. They risked when others settled. They invested when others consumed. This is what sets apart the extraordinary from the ordinary. And let me tell you this, you do not need permission to be different. You do not need validation to step away from the 99%. You must choose the higher calling, the uncommon path, the deeper discipline. Yes, it will cost you. Yes, it will stretch you. Yes, it will make others laugh at you, doubt you, criticize you. But what they call strange today, they will one day call success tomorrow. The 99% look for shortcuts, but the 1% build foundations. The 99% hope life will change, but the 1% decide to change life. The 99% wait for opportunity, but the 1% create opportunity. So today, I challenge you. Dare to be counted among the rare. Dare to pray longer. Dare to work harder. Dare to dream bigger. Dare to live with discipline when others live with distraction. Do not follow the 99% down the road of regret. Step boldly onto the narrow way of greatness. Because the future belongs not to the crowd, but to the courageous. And if you dare to do what the 99% will not do, then you will live in a destiny that the 99% will never know. Success requires stepping into the rare habits, disciplines and mindsets that the majority avoid. The path of the 99% is comfort, but the 1% choose sacrifice, focus, and relentless pursuit of vision. My friends, success is not a mystery, and it is not reserved for a chosen few. Success is available to anyone who is willing to step into the habits that most people avoid. But here lies the challenge. Most of the world, 99% of the population, lives in the safe zone, in the comfort zone, in the ordinary patterns of life. They repeat the same routines. They seek ease instead of endurance. They chase pleasure instead of purpose. That is why the 99% remain where they are, while the 1% rise to places of influence, impact, and greatness. The truth is, greatness has a price tag. It is written in sweat, tears, sacrifice, and discipline. While the 99% are chasing entertainment, the 1% are chasing excellence. While the 99% waste their time scrolling endlessly, the 1% are sharpening their skills, refining their craft, and sowing seeds into their future. While the 99% complain about the obstacles, the 1% embrace the obstacles as the training ground that will make them stronger. Ask yourself today, which road are you walking? Because there are two roads. The wide road where the majority walk, comfortable but unfulfilled, and the narrow road where the rare few walk, uncomfortable but destined for greatness. Most people want the rewards but resist the responsibility. Most people want the crown but reject the cross. Most people want to be celebrated but refuse to be consistent. But the 1%, oh, the 1%, they are different. They choose to embrace the very disciplines that others run away from. Consider this. The 99% avoid early mornings, but the 1% know that while the world sleeps, the uncommon rise. The 99% avoid delayed gratification, but the 1% build wealth, wisdom, and wellness by saying no today, so they can say yes tomorrow. The 99% let fear paralyze them, but the 1% act boldly even in fear. The difference is not talent, not intelligence, not luck. It is the willingness to do what others will not do. We must understand that habits shape destiny. Daily choices build eternal outcomes. What you repeat every day is what you become tomorrow. If you do what the 99% are doing, you will get the life the 99% have. But if you dare to step out, to sacrifice, to discipline yourself, you will enter the realm of the uncommon. And let me be clear, this path is not easy. It will demand perseverance when you feel tired. It will demand faith when nothing seems to work. It will demand vision when others cannot see what you see. But those who endure the training, those who endure the sacrifice will taste the fruit of victory. The world rewards the rare. History celebrates the few. Heaven honors the faithful. The call today is not to blend in, but to break out. Refuse to settle where the crowd settles. Refuse to live where the majority live. Dare to discipline yourself. Dare to push further. Dare to endure longer. Because only those who do what the 99% will not do will live the life that the 99% will never know. Extraordinary breakthroughs come when you dare to live differently, when you embrace what feels unnatural, and when you take action in faith even when the crowd doubts you. My friends, breakthroughs are never born in the ordinary. They do not come by following the patterns of the crowd. They do not come by blending into the rhythm of the 99%. Breakthroughs come to those who dare to be different, to those who embrace what feels uncomfortable, and to those who act in faith even when they are misunderstood, criticized and doubted by the crowd. Look around you. The majority want safety. They want certainty. They want approval. But the path of destiny is not a path of safety. It is a path of risk, of courage, of faith. The truth is this: if you want extraordinary results, you must stop living an ordinary life. If you want breakthroughs that shift generations, you must stop doing what everyone else is doing. The 99% may look at you and say, "You are strange. You are unrealistic. You are wasting your time." But history proves them wrong again and again. The pioneers, the visionaries, the revolutionaries, these were not people who copied the crowd. These were people who dared to stand apart, to think differently, to believe in what others could not see. Living differently means embracing what feels unnatural at first. It means saying no when everyone else says yes. It means choosing to discipline yourself when others indulge. It means standing in integrity when others compromise. At first it will feel lonely. At first it will feel like you are swimming upstream, while everyone else floats downstream. But remember this: only dead fish go with the flow. If you want life, if you want destiny, you must go against the current of mediocrity. But here lies the challenge. When you choose to live differently, the crowd will not always applaud you. In fact, they may mock you, they may doubt you, they may try to pull you back into their comfort zone. That is why you must learn to act in faith, even when no one understands you. Faith is the ability to step out when the outcome is not guaranteed, to build when the foundation is not visible, to move forward when the crowd says it is impossible. Think of the great inventors, leaders, and innovators of history. They were ridiculed before they were respected. They were doubted before they were celebrated. They were opposed before they were honored. Why? Because they saw what others could not see. They believed what others could not believe, and they acted when others only talked. That is the essence of the 1%. They dare to believe that something greater is possible, and they dare to walk in faith toward it. Breakthroughs do not come to the conformist. They come to the courageous. They come to the dreamer who refuses to give up. They come to the one who dares to keep pressing forward when everything inside them wants to quit. Breakthroughs are birthed in the fire of adversity and watered with the tears of perseverance. The crowd avoids this fire, but the few embrace it, and that is why the few carry the glory of transformation. So I tell you today, do not fear being different. Do not fear standing alone. Do not fear living in a way that the 99% do not understand. For your difference is your destiny, and your courage to act in faith will open doors that no man can shut. The world may doubt you now, but one day the same world will witness the breakthrough you carried within you. Extraordinary breakthroughs require extraordinary courage. They require uncommon faith. They require a heart that refuses to bow to the ordinary. Dare to live differently. Dare to embrace the uncomfortable. Dare to step into faith when fear surrounds you. Because the moment you do what the 99% refuse to do, you will step into a life that the 99% can only dream of. My friends, listen closely as I bring this to an end. The difference between the life you have and the life you dream of lies in a single choice. The choice to step away from the 99% and walk the narrow path of the 1%. The majority will always choose comfort over calling, excuses over excellence, and safety over sacrifice. But if you desire greatness, if you long for destiny, if you hunger for breakthrough, you must dare to do what the 99% will not doing.